Okay, the last time we tried to kind of like complete this whole resume, and we also tried to work on components, variants, and instance swap and this kind of things, right? So only and only if you understand what I have discussed the last time, then you'll be able to follow forward for the next sessions. Please do understand that, okay? So we also did auto layout, as I said, components and variants, and I have even given resources over here, I believe, for you to like look at. If you're still confused, please do look at that. Okay, maybe I'll just like give you a fun thing to do. Did we already complete this? No, right? Okay. All right, everyone, you can go to the Indian chai example in the page. Okay, so I'll just give an overview of it. So this is a tea company that's all over India. They are one of my clients. The thing is that they already have a website, and they have, for example, this photographs for a tea and what does the tea do and stuff. And they have a little bit of description section over here, the ingredients, description and stuff. But the thing is, it's very plain and boring. We can make it a little bit different and a little bit more easy to consume. So I have listed out the users' pain points over here and the rules over here. Can you please read them over? Here you need to be working on two things, UI and UX as well. It's not only about rearranging things, but also about how to rearrange them categorically and how does it make more sense and stuff, okay? So please read through these things, and this is the description I have given you so that it's easy for you to kind of like, copy and paste. And you can use this color combinations. Do note that this whole website is already color coded in particular color combinations, so you should be using them if necessary. And I have given you some icons over here. If you think they'll make sense, please make use of them and then use it in your design. Basically, you're going to redesign this part, okay? If you can sketch it over, I think that will be better, right? Did you understand what you need to do? Please go ahead and sketch it over. Focus on the pain points. Yes. So basically, this part, whatever is over here, right? You just need to like take that part and put it over here like this, so that you know that it's kind of like the new design. Only that particular part, not the whole page. Do you understand? I want you to only redesign this part. Make a frame, redesign this part, and just put it over there so that you can see the difference of what is the new design that you have created, okay? If you need a little bit more information, I can just tell you the steps. There are different types of stuff, right? One is it's not segmented correctly. For example, it's like random. Tasting notes, calms the mind, improves digestion, brewing instructions, they are all over the place. Maybe you can categorize them a little bit better way. And also, this ingredients list and everything, it can be maybe kind of like told in a different way, right? The tasting notes, it can be shown in a different way. Try to see different parameters where you can show this information to the end user, which will make more sense for them to consume easily and get to the point whatever is necessary. Maybe somebody who comes to the tea page want to only watch one particular thing, but here when I see it's a whole lot of text, right? I might not be interested in all of this. I might only want to see whatever I want to see. How do you show that to the end user? That's what I'm asking. Also, when you work for any jobs, any particular consumer or customer is not going to give you information the right according way, however you need it. They will give you however they want to. It's your duty to reorganize them, arrange them, remove something or add something, make adjustments, and then do it. That's part of your job. For example, for this one, I was given the information in this fashion. That's why I'm trying to just give a simple use case for you. Okay, without even me checking your work, can anyone suggest me what are the improvements that they can make point wise? Anyone has new points to add to this design? Anything at all? So imagine if you go to a tea page that you're trying to buy, and if you want to view at one particular thing, if it's embedded in a drop-down menu list, then you're not even seeing the whole information in the first place. You need to click on that and then look at the drop-downs, click on it. So if they want to see the 4 different things, they need to click on 4 things. Yeah. So what I'm asking is, without really like having a lot of difficulty, how can they get the information what they need immediately without clicking on anything visually? How can you translate that? Okay. uh, so you're saying with icons so that they can visually kind of like indicate, and also the description shorter. Okay, anything else? Is this not good? Is it this one? Yeah, anyone else? Anyone else? See, this is basic knowledge, right? You do graphic design, you will improve on design, so why can't you just like come up with something just by looking at it? Anyone else? It's okay to be wrong, I just want to hear your opinions. Okay, but anything more? Good one, but anything more? Okay. 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 See, one more thing I would suggest and recommend is that a lot of times, in terms of trying to make the designs more simpler and more accessible, we try to complicate the designs a little bit more. If we can find a solution in the most simplest fashion to get to where we need to reach, then that's probably the best approach. But if at all that's whatever you're saying is going to engage the audience more, and if that's the type of customers you're getting, then that might work. Okay, it depends on the design. But for this one, I think more simplicity is going to be enough. Anyone else? Any other ideas? Yes. Can someone turn on the fan? That fan, can someone turn it off or go it a little bit less? I think that's the one that's going full speed. Yes, go ahead, sorry. Hmm. 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 Sure. It's more like what the user wants to kind of like see the starting thing. They're trying to reorganize stuff. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me just like show you what I have done. So the thing what we need to eradicate is information is not interesting, it's very boring and plain. We need to get an overview of the whole thing without really reading each and every line, okay? And focus their attention on what is important. For example, if the user is only, thank you so much. If the user is only interested in, for example, some users, right, they go to the tea and they only want to see what does the tea taste like, and they really want to just focus on that and not read everything, right? They need to get those simple things. And visually can we do that? So let me just like, okay. So this is the thing what I got. Yeah, I kind of like gave it over here. I already reorganized the stuff over here. I forgot to remove that. So basically the thing is, if you see here, right, this is the original one. There don't needs to be a heading called description to again tell the description. So we can remove that, right? And ingredients is probably not the first thing what a user might want to kind of like see. They might want to see what is the tea or what is the tagline and stuff. So what did I do over here? I just try to increase the size of the font and give it a weight so that it's more like, we know that that's like the subheading or the title of the tea. Does it make it more appealing? And then anyone who looks at it, can we know that this is more like description of this one and this is more like the title? Can we tell that? Okay, and the icons, whatever I have given, right, I have used it in this manner. So health benefits, tasting notes, ingredients. Can you see that tasting notes are very particular, right? We can kind of like look at this small, this pill shape kind of a things and know that, okay, that's going to taste that way, and we can kind of like, engage that way, right? And yeah, and this ones have just given me a little bit of more, this small little bar in the middle. But now, please tell me, when you look at this is more appealing or this is more appealing? Does this make sense? That's what I'm trying to ask. In terms of, if a user wants to look at something immediately, can he easily go to that particular section or need to read through the whole thing? Yeah. What about the hierarchy? Is it now more clear in terms of what sections are there? Is it more clear over here what sections were there? So simple small little changes can make a huge difference. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Even in your designs, right, whenever you do your assignments or like the project and stuff, you might think, oh, there is nothing more we can do about it, but there's always something that you can add to show more stuff, and in a very simple fashion. Make sense? Any doubts over here? Okay. Did I show you guys this one? No? Okay. Maybe I'll... Yeah, maybe I'll put that over here. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, as I was trying to say, from the Indian Chai example, now please give me some pointers in terms of what can be changed in order to improve our designs from this, from just looking at these two things side by side. Is my screen blurry? It is, right? Is it blurry for you? It is? Than previously? I think it's because of the AirPlay. No? It's clear? Okay, alright. Yeah. Can you tell me pointers in terms of if you need to improve on a plain design, what are the changes that you can make? Font size, typography, font weight, and what else? Color coding, what else? Iconography, what else? Content reorganization. Okay, hierarchy of in terms of what is important and what is not important. What else? Spacing and alignment. Depending on the amount of spacing you give, that's how you know that, oh, this is one particular section and this is like something different, right? That's very important part to play. White space, right? Yeah, probably that's it. So keeping these things in mind, I just want to show you an example. All right. We didn't even do this one, right? Probably not. Okay. This is for you guys. So here I have, I didn't ask you to kind of like do the whole example because you're going to do it right now over here, okay? So there is some company and that company kind of like provides n number of services, and in that services, these are the list of services that company provides, okay? Can someone please try to move it and see if it's still moving? No, right? Okay, that's what I want. So in that company, for the services, they provide software development, UI UX design, startup business, content writing, and services. This thing is the headline, and this thing is the subheading. I mean the description of it. Makes sense, right? Similar to what we had over there. Now, similarly, how we have done that, I want you to improve on these steps and go here. For example, this is the information architecture. I already kind of like kept things aligned for you, okay? In other words, okay, we have a heading, we have like a service, the page title or whatever it is, then a heading, then a description, and then 4 different things, like, 4 different categories of things. And maybe each of them have an icon and then maybe some explore more, okay? We can have this thing. Now, use this information and put it in your next cards. For example, from this one, paste this whole thing, like enter, copy it, and then come here, paste it, and then use white space and alignment. Only use that white space and alignment to kind of like make it divided, okay? And then next go to your next card and then increase the font size and font weight. Do it each step at each section. Does it make sense? Then go to the next one and then change the typography and maybe what font you will going to use. And then go to the next one and then use 8-point grid to make them, and also some layout. Does it make sense? Can you please do it? And then what does a state mean? For example, maybe if someone hovers on one particular thing, one thing might be active, something like that. That is a state. Can you try to do this sections? Is my information clear to you? And you can use the help of this font size, the sizes and stuff, if at all you need it, okay? Copy it and paste it in your files and do it. You have 10 minutes. This is a rough idea. You don't need to be pixel perfect, just an overview of what you can do, okay? Oh, by the way, if I didn't mention, these are going to be additive assignments, as I mentioned before. To the second assignment. Did everyone complete your first assignment? Yes? First assignment, only few. Yeah, you know. For this example, let's be as it is. See how we go. See, don't go through the content. It's as simple as you have 4 different services they provide and how to categorize it and show it in a better visual image. That's all you need to think about. Don't really read into the content and try to understand it. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I just left it out. Guys, you can do whatever the hell you want to do with it. Like, you can say represent whatever you feel like. Okay. I just gave an example because you can keep it and then you can follow that. No, no, no. See, it's basically a website. So, yeah, but if you think you can do better in reality, you can. space and element, you can use the 8-point grid that we spoke about in the resume. Okay, please come back, please observe. Normally I would actually try to do all of those things in class, but I'm not going to do that right now because I think you have got enough exposure to Figma that if I show you something, I think you can, you know how to make that, right? So I'm just going to explain what I did over here and show you the final output. One thing you need to understand is trying is always important because once you see the final design, you might think, oh, what is there in it? It's like so simple, there is nothing to it. But if you don't try it on your own, you don't know how to come to that part. Okay, so only if you try and fail, then you know what are the mistakes you have done. Then only you can improve. That's why I'm asking you to practice in class. Okay, okay, let's look at it. See, the first thing was actually I was not even supposed to give you this one because this was my information architecture. Something you need to do it on your own, but because I already have done that. So basically, information architecture is depending on what we have got the content, you need to place it in a type of architecture. That's what I did over here in the first one. This part is clear, simple enough. Next one, white space and element. What did I do? I didn't increase the font size, font weight, anything. I literally just took them apart and put them in different places so that they're visually separated. Yes. What did I do next? Font size and font weight. I didn't even change the font family or anything. I literally just changed the same font to a different font weight for the headings and then the individual services things, right? And then the paragraph font also I changed, and then the services fonts also I changed. These are the only things I did, nothing else. Clear? You can do these things in Figma, right? I don't need to redo it over here for you. Okay, the next one is typography. So I changed the font family to Montserrat and Inter so that visually can you see that there is a difference between this and that, even though that's the same font size and font weights, right? And you choose a font family depending on how you try to represent the company that you're trying to work for, okay? And then what did I do? I use the layout and which is monotone. I'm not using color over here. Basically, I'm trying to put it in a particular layout, and I also use the 8-point grid, okay? What is the 8-point grid? So if you check from here, everything, whatever is there in the spacing between them, 32, so 16, 32, and a little bit more spacing, that is 80, and spacing between each and every element, and also spacing between the icon itself, to top and to below them, and also to the sides. Everything is in 8-point grid. That's why it looks uniform. Does that make sense? Okay, and I also added some monotone colors to the icon so that it's differentiating from the background and stuff. I also did that. And what is the last one I did? State. In other words, if at all I try to hover on one particular service, I need to see that, okay, they are active visually, then probably I can increase the size of them on hover or something. I can do that, right? So maybe here you can think of UI UX design as active on hover, right? And can someone tell me how can I increase the size of a particular component or a particular section? How did I come here? Okay, anyone else? Yeah, so what, like you get this out. If I want to make this a little bit more bigger, how do I do it? Do I go ahead and kind of like change all the font sizes and then the card and everything? Okay, how do I do it then? Yeah, it's very simple, na? Like you do it in your stuff all the time. You can say it out loud, it's fine. Shift K. What do you say? Basically scale it, right? So you don't want to kind of like make everything bigger and stuff. So you kind of like hold it and press K, or there is a scale tool, yeah, it's K. So press K, go here, and then press shift and option so that it scales evenly, and then just like do this and it gets scaled, right? Small little details. If you don't know these things, then you'll not be able to do your work properly. Okay, so that's what I did. So does this make sense, this step on step approach? So whenever you're getting confused in your designs, in your assignments or other things, if you don't know what is wrong or why does my design feel amateurish, it's probably because of the small simple steps. So try to do each of the steps and probably it will get enhanced overall. Yes? Okay. Tomorrow in the class, we'll probably look at color theory and color combinations. For example, to the same design, I can give n number of colors and make it look different and stuff, right? So we'll discuss about that and how to apply color to it, okay? Are you guys good with color? Yeah? Let's see about the tomorrow. Okay. Alright, we'll go for the next one. Okay, please observe. So this is an example that I have done in my previous sessions with other students and other classes in NIFT, but I don't want to teach this one. Maybe I just want to kind of like go through the overview of this and not really do it, but I want to ask you guys if you can do it on your own. That's what I want to know. Okay, so let's look at it first. What is it? I'll just dissect it for you so that you understand. Basically, we have some typography. Okay, you already looked at these things, right? We have some typography, we have some color palette, and we have some icons that I already have listed out over there. Okay, and I have given some shadows, and I'm saying that we need to use a 8-point grid for consistency. So that's all over there. And I'm also saying that these are the steps that we need to follow in order to get the final output. For example, what is a basic structure in grayscale, like how I have done over there, and then styles. In other words, applying styles from our the style panel over there, all of that, and then layout grid, applying the 8-point grid, and then naming conventions. Basically, if you see over here, I have layered each and every frame with that names. Structure in grayscale, styles and fonts, styles, colors, and then adding icons, layout grid. I have done it different steps. Can we simply go through each of them and see what we have done? Okay. I'll show you the final output first. So this is the final output, what I want to decide, okay? But it doesn't magically happen that you come to this final output at the first go. You need to do n number of iterations and n number of things in order to come to here, right? So basically this is a travel app, okay? And then we have a profile icon, a notification and thing, and then some search bar over here, and then some popular destinations that we can search for, any upcoming trips or any recent trips that we can toggle upon. So we have some different cards over here. We have two types of cards. One is small cards and one is larger cards. And then we have bottom navigation bar. Is this fairly simple enough? Right? Okay. So keeping this in mind, let's go over here. So what is basic structure in grayscale? I'm just trying to not get everything right at the start. I'm just trying to put whatever I know. I know that I have two icons in the top, so I'm putting two circles over there. And then I'm putting some text box kind of a thing over here. And then I know that I have a small card and a large card. So I'm categorizing that as popular and upcoming, and then putting some, how do you do it? There's like just a text field and then a frame inside another frame. It's as simple as that in auto layout, right? I do that. And then I know that I have bottom navigation, I do this. So can you guys do this part? If I'm giving the final output, can you achieve the first one right now? Isn't it simple enough? I hope you can achieve it. Okay. What's the next one? Okay, let me just like. Okay, please observe. What I have done to the styles is that I have already added for you in my main file do know that there are two kinds of styles. One is travel and one is travel new, because once I'm done with this example, I'm going to go to a new example which is much more in depth and might be useful for you for your last final, what is it, project or the final assignment, the jury, yeah, okay. In here, I have added this typography styles over here to travel, this ones, and same silence, and same the color styles over here in travel to this one, the same ones over here, okay. And then I have added the shadow styles over here to the effect styles. You already know how to do these parts. We talked about it in resume, how to add styles and stuff, that is clear, okay. So let's go back. Let's come to the next one. So from this structure and grayscale 2, I'm adding fonts. So how do we add fonts? I already added the font styles in the side panel. I just basically try to see what fits over there and add to my fonts. That part clear? I go to the next one and I do colors and stuff. What is the difference between this and this? Yeah, so here everything is more looking like one plain thing, it's not pretty clear or anything, but here just by simple monotone colors only, not like real colors, we are trying to shift the difference from that to exactly like knowing, for example, I know that I can click on this, I know that these are like different categories, it's more clear and concise than this one. You see that? I'm just trying to make that shift, okay? Small little change, okay? And what is the next one? I'm saying, again colors. Oh, I think it's shadows. Yeah, so what did I do from here to here? It's plain, right? Over here, I just added the shadows and everything just pops so that you know that there are different containers and stuff. See, there are like flat designs and there are designs which can use shadows and stuff. If your design is so consistent that with color itself it's able to tell the sectioning and stuff, you don't require shadows. If you want to use shadows, it's up to you. It depends on the design, okay? Here I'm trying to use them. Okay, and then what did I do? Next step, iconography. So in places of the wherever, for example, I know that I had a notification icon over here. I added that part. I know that I had the search bar over here. I added that part, and I knew that for each and every large card, I had the small little arrow over here. Okay, I added that part, and then the navigation. I added them. So do you see the difference to that and this? Okay, let's go to the next one. What is this? 8-point grid. So here I don't know if everything is in to the 8-point grid, but here everything is perfectly aligned to the 8-point grid. I'm just making those small little adjustments so that I know everything is consistent. Make sense? Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm adding, silence please. I'm adding photos and data. Just through every step, our design comes more to life by using all of those things. So I'm adding the small cards, the large cards, and then the profile picture. I'm adding all of that. Okay, now can you please tell me till here, everyone can do it right now? If you can't, then I need to show it in class. That's why I'm asking. If you don't require me, I'll not show it in class. I'll go to a different example, okay? Can anyone also please visually tell me how to build this? Just visually, without doing any Figma, visually. Okay, you know that there is one frame and there is another frame on top of it. So there is a frame inside another one. What else? We have one particular image and then we have a border around that image. We can do that in Figma. And then we have this notification icon, and then on that notification icon I have a circle, and on top of that I have another circle. That's why you have the shadow. We can do that, fair enough. And then I have this part text, and then I have this particular box, right? It's a frame with a shadow, and in that frame I have this particular text. In auto layout I have to the left and this particular search bar to the right. Is that fair enough to make? You already know how to make with auto layout. We have discussed auto layout in 2 complete sessions. You need to know that, okay? And then we have popular, and then we have all of those things. So basically it's an image and then text in a frame wrapped with it in auto layout, right? And then upcoming and recent are text, and again, and this one is the image. And then we have a different container with text and some text and right aligned icon, and all of them wrapped together in a vertical fashion in auto layout. We can do these things. Okay, finally one particular frame with 4 different icons where one is active and the others are inactive. which are in auto layout again. Make sense? Okay. It may probably sound very stupid when I say these things, but I just want to make sure that you understand what this is. Okay. Okay. What is responsive design and constraints? Okay. Imagine. One second. Imagine till here you have done the auto layout and stuff. What is responsive design and constraints? If I expand the container, if I expand the screen size, does things change with that or not? So let's look for this one. I don't know if I did for that or not. Oh, sorry, I'm still in K. Okay, can you all see? Probably whenever you do something like this, initially if you don't design your silence, if you don't design your layers in terms of responsiveness, what is happening? Okay, this notification bar is coming, that's fine. The search bar, does it need to expand? Yes, it is not expanding. Does it needs to be like this over here? It needs to be side by side, so that's not happening. And this bar, it needs to expand fully. So this is what I call the responsiveness of it. So once you're done with auto layout, you need to rearrange your layout to make sure that everything is still being arranged properly. Okay, that's one of the steps you need to do. So let's look at this one. I don't remember if I've done for this. So yeah, can you see the search bar is coming along, the below icons, there's some issue over here, but you need to fix it. And then this stuff is not all over the place. They are only, like in a line. Does this make sense what I'm talking about responsiveness? And how do you do this responsiveness? No, maximum width. Why is maximum width and minimum width required? So that you just like limit it at one particular point. Here I'm not limiting it at any point. I'm just expanding it all the way, and things need to expand. So what do I need to do? There are two ways to do it. If you are using auto layout, then you can use fill, hug contents, and all of those things, and left or right, those small little columns kind of a thing in auto layout. If you're not using auto layout, then you can use constraints, those small little bars, right, top, bottom, right, left, so they're constrained to the corners of the screen, wherever they are. I'll again talk about them, but that's what responsiveness is. Make sense? Okay. Okay, basically I did auto layout over here, but still, now the next step is that, guys, can you please be silent? The next step is components and variants. So till now, I just used auto layout, but I didn't make anything as a component. Now, can you please tell me what can be done as a component or a variant in this part? Okay, the cards, why? Because they are repetitive, so we can make them as a component as one and then reuse it again and again. How is it helpful? So that we change the main component of one style or one spacing, everything all across all of your screens, everything will change at once. So that's how. What else can we do? Components. Yes? What else are the perfect example for components and variants? What is variance? We discussed that in very detail as well. It's probably 2 months since I have came to class, right? Since the last time. Okay. The Canada and the date, but think about it. It can be a component, but we can make this whole thing one component, right? And this can be a nested component. That makes sense. But ideally, this whole larger component is this one. Okay, so this cards. What else? Huh? For this, you don't need a variant because they're completely different. But where do you need a variant? There is one place you need a variant in this page. Where is it? Sure, that can be put as a variant. Good point. But there is one more thing, which is very much in your eye. What is a variant? Yes, if you see here, they are all the same type. It's just that one icon is filled and it's in different color. So that can be placed as a variant. And why do we want to place that as variant? Because we know that for all these 3 different icons, they can be active at the same time, right? So we'll have 4 icons which are only outlined. We have 4 icons which are We have 4 icons which are only outlined, and we have 4 icons which are filled, so that we can change the states to active. Now, can someone tell me, whenever we are doing a variant, right, how do we know what is active or not active? Or do you remember how did we add them? Guys, can you please be silent? Yeah? Okay, adding true false is what? The Boolean values, showing or hiding something. So you remember those things where I said type active, type inactive, and have give it to the variance? We'll anyhow practice those things, but I'm trying to give you a bigger picture, that's all, okay? Alright, we add auto layouts and components, that's good. And then mobile content, I don't know what the heck that is. Not sure. Okay, fancy prototyping. So let's come to this. So one last thing what I want to tell is that if you want to come till this part, right, you obviously don't need to make each and every frame like this and add everything at all levels. This is for you understanding that what are you missing and what steps need to be done. You can directly go to this part if you have just a paper mockup, simply, as simple as that. You don't need to go through all the steps. This is just for your understanding, okay? But after we come over here, right, after all the steps, we add auto layout, naming conventions. Oh, I forgot one more thing, naming conventions. Always name your layers so that when you see your layer panel, you're clear in terms of what exactly you're trying to click on, okay? Once we have this final output, right, we don't want to just like look at it this way, right? We want to probably scroll through it, right? We want to scroll through it, we want to click on something and something might happen. It's like an app, it's not static, right? So that is prototyping. So again, I didn't do this, I'm not going to do this prototyping over here, but maybe if you're interested, I'll teach you that as well, okay? Let me just show you what it can do. Okay, so here are some things that you probably didn't know till now. So let's click on no device. Okay, can everyone see this? So now, in order to make this happen, right, can you tell me what is the fundamental thing that needs to happen? In other words, if I scroll, what needs to happen? Scroll up, okay. Okay. What else? Huh? Scroll left. What do you mean scroll left? Oh, okay. So this thing should move horizontally, right? And even this cards, how do you know that they actually move horizontally? Because you see that there is something missing over here. It's like half thing, right? That's how you know. Visually tell to the people who are using it. What else? Search, okay, we click on search and something needs to happen. But what else? So there is some bottom navigation bar, right? So if we scroll up, should the bar also come with the scrolling? It needs to stay bottom, right? So that's one thing. So these are the basic fundamental things, right? Now, putting this bar always in the bottom and scrolling these things and scrolling the whole container. Do you know how to do these things in Figma? That's what I was going to ask you. You did a static page of a resume till now. You didn't do anything dynamic with it. So do you guys, anyone who have tried Figma, do you know how to do it? Yes, no? Okay, look at this. So right now I'm scrolling. Can you see that the bottom navigation bar is still staying down, and it's also having some translucent thing so that I'm able to see that its content is actually flowing below it, okay? And what else? I need to be scrolling this. Okay, there's some issue with this, but essentially it should be something like this. I'm able to scroll it horizontally, that's coming, okay? So those are the things we only spoke about, yeah. And one more thing is, whenever we click on some particular card, right, it needs to expand or go to a different page. Now, can you tell me what are the different ways to do it? When you click on mountains, in iOS probably something will come overlap like this, or something will come from below or open up like this. There are a number of ways to do it, right? How can I do it over here? If I click on mountains, what can happen? Huh? Okay, so let's click on it. So in iOS probably you'll get kind of like get something like this. So it depends on you as a designer. If you think that okay, my app is good enough for some card to come like this or slide up, it's fine. But if you want to be more creative, it will take more work as well. So this will, whatever I did over here will take more work. Okay. So I also want you to observe when I click on mountains, what is happening? Did I already explain this part? Okay. When I click on mountains, what is happening? Huh? There are two things happening. One is the same small little image, whatever is there over here, it's actually expanding and going to the top, and the same mountains is actually becoming bigger and actually going to the top. And then we have the small part. And then whenever I click on back, it's going to come down. Okay? This is a smooth animation, but it's very difficult to maintain and stuff, so you should be careful with those things. I just showing you so that these things can be done if you are creative about those things. Alright? So let's go back. Okay, now what if I have different contents over here? For example, I have different stuff, right? I have mountains, beaches, and other stuff. Whenever I click on mountains, I need to get the data for mountains. Whenever I click on beaches, I need to get the data for beaches. These things also need to happen, right? So let's look at a prototype of that. Okay, still I can scroll and stuff, and I can scroll here as well right now. So when I click on mountains, now it's a different fashion. Instead of that one, it's actually sliding similar to iOS fashion. And in this mountains, I'm describing about what the mountains are, some quick facts about it, some things to do, popular things to do, whatever it is, some blah 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 information. Okay, I go back over here, and then I can also scroll this once. For example, I can click on city. And now the city has a different picture, this has a different color altogether, and the information might be something very different than what you have over there. Then I go back, and then I click on jungle, and now it's according to the jungle color theme, whatever I have. Okay, so ideally, I'm telling you this this very important. Ideally, you need to, because Figma, is it a app development tool or a prototyping tool? So does it mean that when you do your assignments and when you do other things in Figma, do you need to go ahead and click on each and everything and show the user how what is the content going to be? No, not required. You need to do only one instance of it so that the end user understands this is the way you want to do it. Here I just did it so that you know that this is also possible, but you don't require to do it. Okay, you only need to do one instance of it, one example version of it, to show what is to happen. Okay, but when you go to any of those things, I can click on the back, or I can click somewhere else to go back to home. Where is that? The home button, right? So I have given the action over here so that it can come back over here. So this is what prototyping can do for you in Figma. An overview. Make sense? Okay. I didn't show you this probably. Where is this? One second. Okay, these are all the different sections I have kept over here, okay, for whatever I've used. And I'm going to give you one last example. Okay, please observe. This is another app, okay, and here I'm able to scroll through as similarly, but here I have something like a app sidebar navigation kind of a thing, right? So I click on it, and this is very simple and normal thing. So I can click on back, or I can click somewhere outside, and it goes away, right? This is a standard and simple way to approach it, right? But there is one more way to do it, which is a little bit more creative. So let me just show you that as well. So here right now, whenever I click on it, what is happening? Those things are coming a little bit differently. So all of these things can happen. It depends on how much effort you're trying to, put into it, or willing to put into it. Okay. So yeah, that's a little bit about prototyping. And if you see, there are some small arrows all over here. So these are all the different selections we can do and make all of these things happen. We'll discuss them in a little bit more detail in the next sessions. But to give you an overview, this is what Figma can do for you. Okay, makes sense? You guys can take a break. We'll meet again at 11:10. Yeah, you see this bar, right? So if at all you want to scroll through these items, the first thing, what is the prerequisite for you to scroll through the items? If you want to scroll something horizontally, what is the prerequisite? Huh? Why would you want to scroll something horizontally? Only when you have items that are extending outside of the frame, right? If you don't have anything, you don't need to scroll anything, right? So remember that always, if you want to scroll items, it needs to at least extend out of the frame. Only then we can at least scroll horizontally. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you want to scroll through items, right, should they be in a container or they can all be individually there? If they're individually there, can we scroll because they're not like a frame that we can scroll through, right? So the second prerequisite is all of the items should be inside one frame, right? Make sense? Okay. Now let's try to do this. So in order to make anything scroll horizontally, we need to click on that particular frame. Am I selecting that frame which is consisting of all the elements? I am. I'm going to prototype right now, and can you see two different behaviors over here? Scroll behavior. I think I lost my scroll behavior. So there is something called positioning and there is something called overflow. Which one we should apply? Scroll behavior, there is something called positioning, where it should be positioned, and something called overflow. What should we be looking at? Overflow. Let's click on overflow. It's saying no scrolling. What overflow we want? So in other words, if at all there is an overflow, I want to scroll horizontally only, not vertically or not any way. So I'm clicking on horizontal. Okay, great. Okay, now we did that. Now what we need to do, just click on this and prototype and click on this, and let's see if it's scrolling or not. You'll probably face all of these issues, that's why I'm trying to tell you. Please listen right now. Okay, you see that maybe the elements are not there. Hold on. Yeah, there is one more element after city. But do you see that they're actually not scrolling all the way? So there is something else after city, but it's not coming all the way. So what is the issue? What is the issue? Yeah? Sorry? Do we have? Oh, 1 second, hold on. Yeah, so can you see the frame, whatever is consisting of all of them, it's actually going outside of it. When will the overflow work? It will only work when it's already restricted to a particular width. So first we need to restrict it. How we do that? So we just like click on this and we restrict it to the end of the container. Right? Okay. And now I'll just like also just make sure that clip content is there, so that if it's overflowing also, the content is being clipped to that particular frame only. Okay. Now we know that the frame is only existing over here. The contents are actually coming outside somewhere, but no, because we only have this, if we scroll, everything should scroll. Does that make sense? So let's go back. Let's do that once again. Now, can you see that even the jungle is coming upon? So when you're doing horizontal scrolling, if something is not happening, that's because the frame is probably extended, or else you didn't have the elements inside a frame. Okay? Does this make sense? That's the same case for this one as well. Okay? So here what we need to do, again, contract the frame all the way over here, and then put the overflow to. Lavanya wants to read this file. I decline. Okay, what is the next one that you don't know in this? What about the bottom navigation bar, which is staying fixed at one place and not being scrolled all the way? How can we do that? So just click on that and click to the prototype. We have seen position before, right? Remember? In that position, click on this, and here, right now it's set to scroll with parent, which is the normal thing to do. And we have sticky, which is like, it'll try to like, stay sticky to the top, and the other one is fixed. Okay, so if it is fixed, then it will stay exactly in that place. Does it make sense? So it should be fixed. So that's what we will do over here. So let's click on this. Can you see that it's set to fixed, stay in place? Makes sense? That's how we make any element stay in the same place. Now, what is the difference between sticky and fixed? Sticky and fixed. Yeah, did you observe anything where after certain point of scrolling, it will stay to the top and we can scroll and it will come down and it will then again come into the flow? I can show you an example of that. Okay, please observe, in this page, right, whenever I scroll, can you see that one element is sticking to the top? The newsfeed section, once I'm scrolling through, it's wonky because it's not aligned properly, but once I hit the top, it's going to stay there, and then once it's done, it will come down, and once again I remove the top, it will again go back. So that is a sticky element, just for your use case. If at all you want to use something where it sticks wherever to the header, that's what you use, okay? Okay, that is done. One last thing I want to tell is this one, the variance, because it has been a long time. Okay, can you see that I have this two different, we have already discussed variance where we have these things, right? So I can change the icon to anything like heart or anything, status, stats, and because it's already active, toggled, now it's going to show all of these icons in the filled icon. If at all I remove that, then it's a outlined icon and I can still change the different icons and stuff. We already discussed about that in previous sessions. I hope that makes sense. So this is where we can make of variance, okay? For any of you who want to know where are the components and stuff, here is a small card component, the large card component, and then the navigation bar, and then the variance and stuff, okay? Actually, let me show you something else as well. So we can do interactions like this. So these are called micro interactions. Did you ever see on a website, you hover on something, you kind of like get something, right? So when you have variants in this fashion, right, then we can link them to each other. In other words, hover on inactive state and then return to an active state. For example, if I hover on it, can you see that it's getting better as if you want to click on it? So those are the small little micro interactions that you can add to your apps, okay? We'll discuss these things also later in detail. Let's go back. Okay, now okay, now removing this prototyping, can you achieve everything till here, where putting the icons, auto layout, images, and 8-point grid, variants, components, what else is there? Naming conventions, and scroll behaviors, horizontal and vertical scrolling, fixed positioning. Can we do all of that? If I give you a design, will you be able to achieve that? Yeah? Okay, then let's try that. Okay, maybe I'll just give you an example. Do you want to You want me to give an example of what is this, how, when I clicked on something, how did it come up? Should I show that part for an overview? Okay. So let's look at this mountains, okay? Ignore this one, these are a little bit more advanced. I don't want to discuss that parts. But essentially, when you click on prototype, when you click on this mountains, right, this is what will happen. So on click, so ignore this set is mountains. Okay, I'll even tell you that. I'll show you. Okay, when you click on mountains, mountains is coming up. When you go back, when you click on city, for example, city is coming up. Okay, so there is something, and when you come back over here, I don't have all the things over here. There is only one frame. Okay, when you click on this frame, can you see that I have all of these things as hidden? In other words, whenever I'm clicking on any one particular button, it's setting something to active where it's showing only that mountains or showing only that city or showing only that. Does it make sense to you? So that's how I'm managing everything by only one single frame. Or else what you guys typically will do, we'll have 4 different frames and then we'll link each other to all of them. That's what you will do normally, right? Okay, so now I told you that, let's click on mountains. Now click on this particular one. Can you see that on click of mountains, I am setting is mountains to true. In other words, I'm saying mountains is true. If I go to a different card, I click on that, I'm setting east city to true. So east city and east mountains is some variables that I have created. I'm not going to show you that part, but that's the logic behind it, okay? And what else need to happen? So whenever I set east mountains to true, right, in that particular frame below, only the mountains will show up, that's fine. But what else you need to do? You need to also be able to navigate to that part. See, when you set those to true, in this particular frame, those particular mountains or city will show up over here. But that's not the idea. You need to also navigate from that frame to this frame, right? So come over here, and can you see that navigate to prototyping strategy? That is this one. Make sense? Navigate to that, and the direction is this one. If you put it, the direction is below, it will come this way. And ease out, we can pick out the animation thing, whatever we want. Did you ever use animation timings and stuff, cubic, Bezier curves, anything? Basically, we can change the timing and stuff and the way it slides in and stuff. That's what it is. This is just an overview. I don't want to explain in detail, but this is what I'm doing in background. Okay? I hope at least you got an overview of it. Okay, let's end this part. By the way, do you want to try this on your own right now? I created a different new travel app for me to show you guys. Maybe you want to try that part. Okay, this is the new one. It's a similar example, but visually more appealing, and I want to do what do you say, login with your credentials and stuff, coming to the home page, clicking on something, going over there, clicking on, for example, a category, filtering those categories, and then doing the payment, all of those things. So I'll teach you in the next sessions, I mean in all of them, but I'm going to take this example as the core to teach you all of those things, okay? So that you have one perfect example where you know everything how to do regarding transitions, triggers, and everything, okay? So we'll start it slow. So yeah, this is the example I want to kind of like do today. Only the home page. You'll have several different other pages as well, okay? Do you want to kind of like try to do this home page on your own right now? Or do you want me to just start kind of like showing to you and kind of like doing the same way what I did? Even here it's the same thing, right? One image, some text, and blah blah blah, some things in auto layout placed here. It's very simple, and some bottom navigation bar and some elements to scroll with. If you're able to do that, you should be able to do this as well, is it not? Yes, no. Okay, so I have also okay, locked so that you can't copy them. Okay, So for you guys, I have also given some, yeah, now somebody's trying to copy. Okay, let me put it over here. So this is not a Figma frame, it's a image, so you can't do anything with it. But can you see this one? The navigation bar, I have created one element, so you don't need to do anything, just copy that and place it over there so that you don't need to make the icons. And then I have created some small little icons. These icons are used over here. So you need to do the auto layout. I just gave the icons for you so that you place it in that. Make sense? And then we have this star things, right? So that is over here. The smallest one is this. So you can copy whatever star level you want and put it over there. And this is the same over here. And the small other icons like favorite or the search or this notifications, they are all below over here. So you have everything whatever you require over there. And for pictures and stuff, I have given one picture. For any other pictures, you can get it off the internet, or you can install a library called Unsplash. You probably know what is that. So go to plugins and you need to install it if you don't have already installed in Figma. And you can click on any one frame and type something and that image will come to that frame, or else directly do it from Google, whatever you want to do. This icons I didn't give, so leave the navigation bar for now. Just try to do at least till this part. We'll figure it out if we are guys are able to do at least till that part, and then we'll go forward. Does it make sense? And one more thing what I want to tell is that please observe. So if I bring this one outside, right? Are this all variants? Are this all variants? So I can click on this and then I can say I want 3 stars or 2 stars or whatever it is. And then I can also click on medium or large size, and I can also say review, which is only saying like 5-star review or something like that. So it will only 1 star. So all of those 3 different things we have. So these are all the different types. These are how variants are useful. Does that make sense? Somewhere in my page, right, I don't want to use smaller ones, I want to use bigger ones and even bigger ones. That's why I made this ones, if that makes sense to you. Right now on this home page, only use the smaller ones because in the design only smaller ones are there. Make sense, everyone? Go ahead. You can copy it and do it. Now, please make use of my time. If you're not getting anything, I can come to you and explain you why that is not happening. So try to please, one last thing. Guys, please look over here. So I have also given styles. In this styles panel, right, I have said travel new. In that travel new, I have all of these styles, okay, headline styles and body text. So probably all of the styles, headline or body text, are from this styles only. You need to figure out what you need to apply to them and stuff. But you already have a style guide, okay? And for the color styles, you have again travel new. And in this we have brand styles, which is yellow, and then primary, which is like normal neutrals and stuff, and success and error. You might not use any of those things, but they're already there if at all you want to use them. Right now in this main page, you don't have any of that. It's just like laid out over there for you if at all you need to use them, okay? Alright, and I also have given this one. So this is the typography. If you want to kind of like understand what is the typography, you can read through it. But those are the same things what I have already done over here in this style panel. So if you want to copy them and put it in your own pages, just click on travel new, that particular one, copy it and paste it on your pages, and they'll automatically come over there and you can apply them. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so one last thing, guys, please observe. So this is very important. If at all you want to do a mobile layout, right, you need to know what sizes of screens the thing will be probably shown on, okay? So click anywhere, everyone do this, click anywhere outside on the screen and then go to and then click on F, which will bring out the frame tool. Click outside anywhere not on any element, outside anywhere on the artboard, click on F, it will bring out the frame tool. And then here I have n number of things, right? These are like predefined sizes. Here, go to phone, and I'm probably designing this layout for iPhone 16, okay? So everyone just click on iPhone 16 and you'll get a frame of iPhone 16, okay? Don't create a frame of whatever size you want, go with the standard sizes, okay? And then put your content inside it. So what would I do? I'll probably not drag, because this is a component, don't drag the component directly, option drag it and put it over here. Does it make sense? Okay, so this is the starting point, a frame, and like just this one, and from this try to do all of this. And one more thing what I would try to tell you is that go step by step, go by every layer, don't try to do all of those things. Try to kind of like get this right first and get the icon right and get this right, and then go step by step so that you know where you're going. Okay, can you all start? Go ahead. See, in today's afternoon session, I'm anyhow going to do the same example from scratch for you to everyone to see. This is very important for you to do right now so that you know how I will do it and how I'm approaching that one and how you guys are doing it. So please do it. I'm going to stop my recording. Please remind me. Everyone, once can I have your attention, please? I have given you the styles so that you can use the styles. I see you doing whatever you want, okay? So let me just show you one example of how to use them, okay? So for example, where do you want to explore today? That is the line, right? And I need to style it, okay? How can I style it? One is text style and one is color style. I have both of them in my panel, right? How do I apply it? So first, I just click somewhere. Basically, I have in some of the font, and what is that? Where do you want to explore today? Do you want to explore today? Okay, so this is the text. Now, if I want to apply style to this text, right? So basically for everything, whatever you have, you can apply styles to color and text, right? So how do you do it? You click on this and go to the travel new, and here can you see that in the headline there is something from 100 to 900. 100 is the smallest thing and 900 is the top level thing, okay? And you kind of like at least visually see it. Click on this, and in typography, right? You have the these things, you apply the styles in resume, remember? Click on this one, and then you can see all the styles, right? Go to the place where it says travel new headline, not body text, and then apply it. For example, I click on 900. Is this the size? It's a little bit larger than what you want. So then click on 800. Does the size correct for you? And then left align. Yeah? So this is how you apply the style, okay? And if you want to apply the color, right now what color is applied? It's black, but it's not from the style library. It's just like out there. The problem with this is that if at all you change some black somewhere else, the whole page will not change color. Again, you need to do it manually, right? So how can I apply color to this one? So click on this fill, and then in here I have this travel new primary, right? In that, from all the way to white to black there is there. So the last one is 900 black. Click on that, so that is applied. Now, if at all I change that style anywhere, the whole page, wherever black is there, everything will change. That's how you apply styles. So try to do it this way for your page. Okay, before going forward, I just want to explain few things that you might have confusions with. I want silence. See, till now in our resume, we kind of like did something like this, right? Like text styles and color styles, like something like this, right? This is good and okay when we are doing small level projects, but as we are going to scale our projects and we are going to have n number of screens and bigger projects and stuff, this is not going to be enough. There might be n number of other things we might be getting into it, okay? So in those places, we are going to get something called design systems. Did you ever hear about anything called design system? You use iPhones, Android phones. What is Google's design system? What is iOS design system? Any idea? Google's design system is called Material U. All of the bright colored or whatever you see, that is Material U. Now iOS have a design system of liquid glass. Okay, so basically a design system is a way where a app follows in and out all of its rules, its color combinations, its border radius, or its text sizes, everything. So that's called a design system. Why do we have design systems in place? Any idea? Come. Oh, you don't want to come? So, see, you have Gmail, you have Drive, Google Drive, right? Do they kind of like both look a little bit similar? Yeah? What about the other Google apps? Do they all look a little bit similar? Why is that? Now imagine they're all built by different teams, okay? One developer doesn't build the same app and the other one doesn't build this one, okay? So when there are so many developers working on different apps and throughout this whole company, right? If they have one single unified design system, everyone follows the same rule to the thumb. Whenever they're designing in terms of shadows or in terms of, when you say liquid glass, right? You have seen probably liquid glass. What is liquid glass? That transparent thing in iPhones that you see, or in your Mac also if you have updated it, right? So now all of the elements kind of like have the same unified interface than what it is before, right? So that's why they follow a design system. So for smaller projects or anything, doing something ourselves and adding those styles is okay. For anything bigger level, then you need to probably have something like outside help. I'll just give you a few more okay, if you look at this is called Material 3 design. That's the Google's design system and 1 million users are using it. So I'm just going to open the file. You can use a UI kit and upload this file. It'll just take a couple of minutes to open it, so hold on. Okay, everyone please silent. Look at this. I am keeping this file in the I think it'll be there somewhere, but you can kind of like do the same thing what I did, like go to material design and open it in Figma, and you can open it in your own laptops, okay? So the reason I'm showing you this is that this is probably not something, can you please be silent? This is not something what you'll probably use because it's very extensive, okay? But the idea is that whenever you need to do something, right, you don't need to recreate the wheel. The whole thing is you need to know how to do it on your own, but whenever you need to save time, then you need to save time and use some of the things, whatever is required, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So here they have styles for colors, elevation is like shadows and stuff, icons, layouts. I'll just like show you very quickly. So all of the icons, you'll probably see material design icons on the web. You can kind of like copy and paste from there. Different examples in terms of how to use them and what are the standards and guidelines and stuff. Shapes. Material design 3 comes with n number of extensive amounts of shapes of what you want to do. You can use any of them. Now this is something what you are more familiar with, right? Typography, like baseline and emphasis. Okay, so all of the different sizes from titles to large to body level text and everything. So you can keep this as a base mark in one of your projects and try to use this for your textiles and stuff. Does that make sense? And for your color palette and stuff, you can create your own color palette. There are tools outside, or you can even use this existing color palette by material design. Okay, and this elevations is the shadows. If you can see, you can use them directly if you want. You just need to click on any of them and see that you have the shadow over here. You can use these things. Okay. Yeah, and then coming back to this, there are like elements. In other words, what is a text field? Is text field an element that you type text into your text fields, right? That's an element, right? So buttons is one element. So if you see here, these are all different sets of buttons. They are all labeled and categorized. If you see the wide, enormous range of it, you have probably everything, whatever you need. But it's very difficult to traverse this and get it for your small project, okay? So don't get really confused. I'm just giving you an overview of what it is, okay? Okay, for example, checkboxes, different type of checkboxes and their activities and everything. You'll have everything, whatever you need in that. Chips. Chips means like this chips, not that chips. Okay. And menus, navigation items, you name it, everything is there. Okay. So you can use this file wherever you. And one more important thing is, see, for example, this is what? Can someone tell me what is this? A drop-down search. You search something and there is a drop-down, right? So this is more like a base of it. You can copy this element, then stylize, add styles on top of it, like make with your own colors or maybe change elements, change the functionality of it. It's just giving you a baseline of it. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay. So I'm going to close it. In the same way, yeah. In the same way, now I want you to pay attention to this one. So compared to all of that, this typography and color style guide is very small one. Okay, so don't get confused by this. This is very small. I just kept it as a reference over here. Okay, I want to go through these things. Can someone tell me if you have a heading 100 to heading 900, what does that mean? From 100 to 900, what is that level? What does heading 100 mean, 200, heading 300, 400 till 900? What does it mean? So in our programmatical sense, what we say is that from small to large, that's what we say. So heading 100 is the smallest and heading 900 is the largest, okay? So instead of reading a number of like title text, body text or anything, you just like get the gist of, okay, these are the 900 sizes, so you can play with them visually by understanding the numbers. Does that make sense? In our previous things, right, we did something like this. Title, subtitle, H1, H2, we did something like this, right? So not all libraries are like that. When libraries are becoming big, you will have something like that, 100 to 900, the numbering I'm saying. Make sense? Okay. Okay, so let's just like go through these things, okay? Because I'm sure you would not have gone in detail regarding this. So heading 100 is like 10 pixels. Heading 200 is 12 pixels. Heading 300 is 12 pixels also. So why two headings?
200 is all caps.
Yes, 200 is all caps. And also 200 is semi-bold. And the 300 is medium. So even though it's the same font size, it has a different font weight to it. And it has caps lock on to one of those things. So depending on the use of your app, depending on how you design it, you can make these changes and make them accordingly. But this is already existing style guide, what they have given. We don't need to follow this. We can make adjustments to this if at all required. Okay, makes sense? So heading 100 is 10 pixels and that's also small caps. Can anyone tell me why heading 100 is 10 pixels and that too in caps and not small caps? Not small letters? So we have 12 pixels and 12 pixels. One is caps lock and one is no caps, right? But there is only 100, right? And this is only caps. Why there is no small letters? No, because in headings, imagine a headings is supposed to be almost like, you know, very well known. It's not in small letters, right? If you go down here to body, normally you have 12 pixels and stuff, and normally small letters and stuff. So that's a body text. I'm only talking about the heading text. So heading text in the smallest one also you want it to be visible. So that is in caps. That's the reason. Okay. Let's go up. So 400 is 14 pixels, 500 is 16 pixels, 600 is 18 pixels, almost a 2 pixel gap, and then a jump to 4 pixel gap, right? And all of them have different bold and semi-bold, different things also. Please observe those things also, okay? And going to headline 700, 20 pixels, and headline 800 is 8 pixel jump, and then some number of pixel jump for this one, headline 900, okay? So it's an increase. Got it? Okay, next one. Okay, now what is this color palette? Are we going to use all of these colors? Why is it necessary and why is it there? And also understand that this color palette of style guide, whatever is given, is not to our only particular application. This is more like a global style guide that somebody has given, and people can choose to follow it or not follow it, right? When people choose to follow it, they can add their own brand color in it. And then the remaining things are regular, right? Like for example, if we have any success elements in our app interface, then we might use these colors. And just by not using one color, they have a shade of colors, so we can pick whatever is visible and legible. In the same way, if there is any errors and stuff, then we have this ones. If there is any info that we want to show, that is this one. And if your app is showing something more different, then you can also add the color palette into this one. But this is the primary brand color. Make sense? Yes? Okay, even over here, if you see 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, this is the same pattern. So in your styles, I'm going to show it to you right now. In your styles, when you go to travel new, right, we have two subsections, right? One is a headline and one is body text. In that headline text, we have 100 to 900. In that body text, we have 3 body text. Let's just even go through the body text. I forgot that. So in body text, the least amount of size what we have is 12 pixels. The second one is 14 and the third one is 16. Those are the 3 body text that you have. Are there any caps lock to any of the body text? Normally paragraphs and everything doesn't start and end with caps lock, so there's not there. Okay. Okay. Now, do you remember this example that I have given in components and variants? Do you remember this one that we did? With this 3 things, we can kind of like achieve all of these different things, and we can remove the end icon or starting icon or change the fill and the stuff, all of this, right? In the same way, a bigger approach would be this one. I don't know if you can see it. So these are primary buttons and these are secondary buttons. In the primary buttons, you have only label, icon left, icon right, only icon button, n number of different things. Minimal buttons means no background. In the ones what we did, we had filled and outlined, right? Here it is filled, here it is minimal, and here it is like, you know, medium sized buttons and stuff. And then large buttons and minimal buttons. And then secondary buttons. What are secondary buttons? That can be disabled or outline buttons. So now imagine I can just click on any one thing outside, pull it outside, and I can literally change this button to any button in all of this just from that single component. Do you understand how powerful that is? It's not only about 5 or 10 components, about like 100 components can be changed only from this one. So let's go here and say, do I want an icon or not? And if the icon is there, do I want it right or left? And is the state pressed or main or hovered? Like different states. And the size of it, medium or large? And again, icon. Does it make sense? So this is more in a large scale size. You'll probably not do any of this, but you need to understand that this is possible. Okay, this is the extent you can go to. Okay, any doubts in typography, color style and button so far? So I didn't create this is already existing style guide. Okay, I just pasted it over there. Now let's click outside and click on travel new. Can you see that now in travel new, I have in brand, I have a yellow and from 100 to 900, the different shades of colors. And then in primary, I have black, which is my neutrals, and I have success, which is my blues and stuff, I mean greens and stuff, error red, and information blue from 100 to 900. Okay. Now I observed a lot of people that they didn't copy the styles, and what they're trying to do is manually trying to add color styles and text styles. So it's probably best idea to kind of like add the styles over here and then use those styles in your application so that everything is cohesive. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, now I want you to answer as well. If I want to create a mobile layout, how do I do the frame? Do I normally click a frame and drag and just go with it? What should I do? F and what? Fuck. F and what? Huh? Okay, so if you are specifically designing for any particular phone, you can choose that phone. But normally I would go for the latest ones in iPhone 16 or Pixel or whatever it is. Okay. For this example, I'm using iPhone 16. Okay. Do note that if you're even designing for iPhone 16, can that content be also viewed on iPhone 13? So you're going to do like iPhone 16 ka one, 15 ka one, 14 ka one, 13 ka one. You'll do one and it should be adjustable to all of those things, right? So keep in mind that you're not only designing to one particular size. I'm not talking about redesigning it to a desktop side. In the mobile space itself, at least from mobile to different mobiles, you should be able to cover it. Does that make sense? Okay, iPhone 16 is the one to go, so I grab that one. Let's put it over here. Okay, and I'm going to name all of my layers. Okay, so this is my home page, or I'll just say home. Okay, next I want to put this status navigation bar. Status navigation bar is not something what we do, right? It's normally coming with the operating system. So there are some standards outside. So I just have a black bar and a white bar. Why do we have two different bars? Dark background and light background, depending on it, we need to shift. Okay. So this status bar, can you tell me what is this dotted lines? Component? Variant? Okay, I'll show you. So this is a variant and this is the main component. So it both doesn't have dotted lines. So what is dotted lines? Huh? It's a component set. In other words, a component set which is consisting of multiple different variants, it has a dashed line. If it is only a component, it's only going to be purple line. Okay. So that's a component set, which means there are two different variants in this, right? So if I get this outside and you see that there is theme and dark and light over here, I can change and immediately they'll change. By now you should understand how to do this part. Changing variants, you understand? Yeah. Okay. And what do I need right now? Okay, one more important thing I'm telling you again. Okay, I'm deleting this. Now I want to put a status bar in the top of this window. So how do I do it? I just simply drag this one and put it over here. What I should do? Call her. Yes. For you also, because you did that, I'm trying to just tell you again. We should never drag any elements which are directly components or variants. Okay, you should always alt drag them. In other words, make an instance of that copy. Can someone tell me how is the instance differentiable from the main component? Huh? Sorry? Dotted line. No. Wrong. You okay? Halfway, but no, still wrong. Anyone? But for that you need to kind of like go and make changes and see if it is, how many times will you check like whether that is the instance or not. Without that, how can you check? So I want to check whether a thing is an instance of it or the main component. How can I check without making any changes? So when you click on the observe, when you click on the main component, right, can you see here on the layers section, there is a rhombus, like, you know, that's the main component. It's not filled, outlined, it's filled. Can you all see? One rhombus which is filled. Can you all see there, or you'll see it in your laptops? Okay. Now, whenever you duplicate that and bring it outside, now on the left-hand side bar, can you see a outlined rhombus? That's how you differentiate whether something is a main component or else an instance of that component. Make sense? Okay. Okay, so first I'll put this in here. Put this to the top. Till here everyone got? Okay. We just used a iPhone 16 frame and then place the status bar inside there. That's all. Okay. Now let's go to the next ones. Okay. Okay. I want you to do this also. Everyone, please go to your home page on Figma. Go to the home page on Figma. Where the hell are plugins? Okay, everyone go to the home page on Figma, click on the community section, then type unsplash. For you in the back, I think you're asking regarding this, right? Yeah. Unsplash. Click on the home page, go to the community section. In community, type unsplash and click on the plugins tab. Everyone got it? Once you did that, click on open in and select the file that you're working in right now. The first one, this icon. Open in and select the file you're working in right now. Can you all do that, please? This is the plugin which brings images without you getting things from the web and stuff. Did everyone do it? Okay, once you have opened it, so observe, you can click on the F icon over here and then you can click on plugins in the menu. Yeah, in the menu there is plugins, right? Any recently used plugins will show up over here. If it is not showing up, then you can click on the saved plugins and then in that it should show Unsplash for you. Please check. It's not there. I think we need to install it. So open Figma and press Shift I. It came? Huh? Okay. So did it come for everyone or no? Okay. When you click on open in, right, is it opening in the file? Yeah, that small thing will come up. it is opening in the file, right? If it is opening in the file, it's installed. Huh? Sorry? Save and done. Sure. Okay, but you understand how to open it in your files, right? Basically, open it and okay, now if you want it, just silence. Go to plugins and then click on Unsplash, and you should be able to see something like this. The small loading bar will come. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Okay, so this is the interface what you'll be seeing. Okay. Now, why are we using it? So first, I want to have a small profile picture. Okay. Now, can someone tell me how would I have this profile picture on the page? Do I need to put it inside a frame, or do I need to kind of like, so for example, I'll say, okay, if I click on something like this, the whole picture is coming up. So, right, the whole picture is coming up. But what you require a small profile picture in a small circle. That's what you require, is it not? So what would be the best way to do it? See, I'm trying to tell you all the best practices to do so that you don't go all over the place and try to take a lot of amount of time. How would you do it? Anyone? For the guys who have completed everything and said that yes, everything is done. Huh? Sorry. Yeah. So we will, yes, make a frame and fill the image. So first I'm going to make a small frame see, right now I don't know what is the dimensions of the image and stuff, so I'm just going to make it roughly. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to go there and say, by the way, does anyone know what is this? It's to lock the aspect ratio of width and height, right? So I'm locking it and I'm saying 24. And then what is it? I'm going to give a corner radius or border radius of 100 so that it's circular. I'm just going to give a fill of some color so that I know that it's there. Okay. And now, okay, and I'm just going to make it a little bit more bigger, maybe 32 pixels. Okay. Okay. If I want the image to directly come inside of the frame, what should I be doing? You can simply click on that frame, whatever you want the image in, and then simply go here, choose the image, whatever you want. That's it. It'll come directly inside the frame. What? Okay. Now I'm going to close this. I want you to observe one more different thing. Now, can anyone tell me, is the image one separate layer and the circle another separate layer? Yeah? Yeah, okay, inside the frame. So circle is one frame. Inside the circle, there is another image. Is it? Let's see. So I have one frame. I don't have any image inside of it. Can you see there on the left hand side panel? Are you able to see there? On the left hand side panel, this is one frame, right? I don't have any image inside of it. So one more important concept you need to understand is that images can be added as fill. What does fill mean? Fill means color, right? Fill means color, okay? Now, okay, please notice. So I'm clicking a fill, okay? So right now for this black frame, right? Guys, can you be silent? For this black frame, I have a fill of what? Black, right? Can I add multiple colors to the same background? See, I have black. Can I add another color at the same frame? How? So I can do it. I can click on this plus button, and can you see that now a second layer has been added on top of it? Why is this important? Maybe one layer is transparent and the other layer is visible. You might have n number of other layers on top of it. So a single frame can consist of multiple fields. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, does a fill only mean transparency or a solid color? It can have also other ones. Okay. Yeah, it can have a, please see over here. So this is solid. This options you're seeing now in a fill, this is solid. The second one is gradient. All of the guys who are asking me how to do the gradient thing on the top of the image, this is the one what we'll use, that's gradient. The third one is a pattern, like block, 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 that's a pattern. The fourth one is an image. In other words, a frame can consist of multiple fills and also an image as a background. Does that make sense? Without having another frame as another image as a frame, the frame only can have the image in the background. Okay? And the last one is also video, we don't care about that. So in the same way, when you click on this, can you see that first I have given a black background first to see that the frame is there, and then whenever I clicked on unsplash and added that image, why did it land up over there? Because I selected that particular frame and clicked on unsplash, that image, and that image has been added as a fill now. Does this make sense, guys? Because many of the times you'll add a different layer and everything, you can do it in this way also. Nothing wrong in doing another frame inside this frame, but this is better to do. Okay? Okay, what's the next one? The text. So I'm just going to take a text tool and say, hello, Christina. Okay, all right. Who's that? Okay, now many of you guys were not doing this part. So whenever you had this text, right? Now, whenever it's trying to tell you constantly add styles, add styles, add styles, you need to add two types of styles, text styles and color styles. How do we add a text style over here? I have written some text. It's not in the one what I want to have. How do we add a text style? The 4 dots, great. And what text style should I add? Don't add resume text style, so just because you got a text style. Go to the travel new and then add it, okay? And travel new, do you want to add it as a body text or headline text? What is it? Is it a body text? It is a body text? No, I'm simply asking, is it a body text? By looking at it, see something like a paragraph or this is similar. This is not paragraph, right? So it's headline only, right? Now in this headline, we have an option of 100 to 900. We basically need to check whatever fits for us, right? So let's try, maybe let's say 600 or 500. 500 seems good. Yes, makes sense. Now, is there anything else I need to do to this? Huh? Okay, what about the color style? So right now, is there any color style applied? Is there any color style applied to this? Everyone please pay attention. Huh? It is black. Yeah, so basic, okay, I'm asking a simple question, just answer me this. None of you guys answer. So when I'm writing some text, right, normally by default Figma gives in black color, is it not? Now in my interface, I have most of the things in black color. So I can leave it simply as a black color, right? Why do I need to again apply a color style to it? Huh? Where I would change? So for example, later some down the line, right? You decided that no, I don't want black everywhere. I want to have maybe a slight grayish version of this. Then you need to go and change each and everything, no? That's why it's best to maintain one style, so that if you change that particular color style, everything will change right across. Make sense? Okay, so how to apply that color style? The same thing. So go to what? Travel new, black. And what is the darkest one in this? So this is light to black, right? Good. So now we have that. Okay, what's the next thing? And guys, one more thing what I'm going to do is that I'm not going to add auto layout or all of those things. I'm just going to simply add elements and add some colors and textiles to it. Then I will add auto layout and everything. Because many of you guys, you're trying to do everything once together and messing up everything, right? I will try to do in a different way so that you can adjust in this way, okay? Next is the icon. So I have the icon over here. I will Command C. Okay, I have the icon. One thing what you need to observe is that the icon is of 24 by 24 pixel size. Okay, not every icon is of the same size. That's why I'm mentioning it to you. Okay, this is done. So now all of the guys who have done at least half of the thing so far, right? Did you get this part right? Whatever I have done, did you do exactly this way? Color style, text style, the icon, the frame without another frame inside of the image. Yeah? Everyone? Okay, please do that right now. Do you want to do, or should I continue in the flow? Continue? Sorry? Oh, that's why you are lagging. Okay. Okay, alright, go for a break. I'll see you guys at 3:05. Huh? Guys, I am serious. I need to complete this today. If you don't come to my class by 3:05, please stay out. Don't come inside. 3:05. 3:05 is 30 minutes from now. Huh? 3:05 is what? Okay, come back by 3:10. Settle down, please. Okay, so once we are done with this, the upper one. Okay. If you wouldn't have told me, everyone would have just listened to the class just like that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, the next one is, where do you want to explore today? So what can I do? So there are two ways again. I can either click on text tool and then write a text and then add the style, or I can simply drag this existing text. Everyone please observe. I can simply drag this existing text and then type it right on it. Where do you want to explore today? Okay, and what is the, so the advantage of this, whatever I have done, the advantage of this is the style is already added. I just need to change the style. I don't need to again go and add the styles, reiterate again. So Imchin, okay, and then I'm going to put it as left aligned, and there you go, we have it. So this one is what, 800, it's not 900, it's 800. There is one more level above it, but we don't need to use anywhere in our app, so we don't require it, okay? So this is done. Again, if you're seeing, I'm not putting in auto layout, nothing, I'm just literally placing the elements out there and nothing more. One more important thing I want to tell you was that, so let's just go over here. I'm going to, if you want to detach any textile, you need to detach over here, okay? I detach it. Okay, we don't have it over here. Let me attach another style. 500. Yeah, okay. Now we are able to see this, right? This is 16 pixels, semi-bold, and this is the font type. Can you tell me what are the other parameters over here? A lot of you get a lot of spacing issues, text issues over here only. What are these other things? So this is letter spacing. So this particular style guide, right, the text style guide, they're saying that for everything they're going to give 1% letter spacing. So if I remove that, it just becomes a little bit concise. So 1% is the default for them. And what is this? Did they explain you how to calculate line height? The golden ratio? No? So for 16 pixels, come. For 16 pixels, what is the line height that should be there? Okay, if you are seeing over here, 16 pixels is the font size, right? How did we come to the value of 26? So by default, whenever I added styles, right, that style guide kind of like made all of these changes and have just through the font style for me. I'm just using them, but I'm not caring about all of those things. If you want to ever edit or modify and really understand what's happening, you need to also take a look at these things. If I remove this 26 and say auto, what that will do is it will take the automatic line height, whatever the font size is required of by Figma automatically. But can you see some change has occurred over here when I did that? Now if you click on that auto, what is the line height? 19, if you can see. So according to Figma, by default for 16 pixels, 19 is a good line height. But that style guide is actually adding more line height for everything. Like how they added 1% letter spacing, for every font they are adding more line height. So if you are not sure about where is the extra spacing issue in there, check this out if at all it's necessary. Okay. Okay, we are done with that. What is the next one? The search bar and stuff. So for that, first I need to get the search icon. So let's take the search icon. Okay. And then what is the next thing? I need to take a text element. So I'm just going to option drag this text, the same text, and say again, can someone tell me why did I option drag the existing text and didn't take a new text, like I can do it like this, right? Why didn't I do that? The style is already applied. I can simply change the style, don't need to reapply anything. So it's very simple. So search destination. Now, what style should I apply for this? Okay, the body is the body 12 pixels, 14 or 16? 14. Let's see, it's almost similar. Yeah. Okay, what about the color? Okay, so how do I do the color? So click on this, and then what is the gray? Is this the gray? The first one is white, it is 0, okay? And then the second one is 1, so maybe 200 or 400, I think is too dark. Sorry, this one. So I'm going to go for 300. Just for now, we can change again, okay? 300. What is the next step? Again, a lot of you guys, what they're doing is that this is the text layer, is it not? Many of you people, what you did was that you took this text layer and again wrapped the text layer in another frame and then put the frame instead of another frame. You don't need to do that. It can simply just be a text layer. I think over here, you're doing that stuff. You wrapped the text element in another layer. Yes, you did. Okay, maybe someone else, sorry. Okay, now if I want to get this search bar right, what I can do, I can simply first, again, a lot of you guys, first you do the frame and then you put both of these elements inside, that's what you're doing. Rather, create the smaller elements first and then select both of them. If I need to put this both elements under one frame, what is the shortcut? So I can right click on it and say frame selection and then come here and click on auto layout. Then a frame is created with both of them inside and also auto layout is applied. But without all of the steps, I can do it in one simple way, right? What is that? Shift A. If I know that a frame is going to be auto layout, I can simply say Shift A. A means auto layout. So now, if you can see, both the text element and the search bar, both of them are in one particular frame. And I'm going to rename this as search bar. Sorry? I didn't get you. Yeah, so that's what. But if at all you're going to click on some other element somewhere outside which has a different style associated with that, then if you come, that style will be applied. So for just being safe, you just duplicate it. But normally, if you even create directly like this, right, it will take whatever you have already done before. Yeah. Okay, so I applied that. Now, what is the next? What is the next part? And a lot of you also, once you have this, right, see there is a lot of spacing here in bottom and below, right? If you, because it is an auto layout, you can give the spacing right now, but the spacing will not be visible because there is no background in the first place. So first put the background and then give the spacing. Okay, so click on this and then put the background. What is the background? Yes, what is the background? 100. Okay, so we got the background. It might be a little bit lighter to that, but let's see, let's figure that out. So now we have it. The other one is this border radius, right? But before border radius, okay, just by visually gauging at it, what is the top and bottom? After 8, what is the next 8-point grid? 16, maybe half of it. See, 8-point or 4-point, you can take any of these things, right? So maybe say top and bottom, I can give say 12 pixels, top and bottom. Right and left, maybe 8, 8, 16, the next one is 20. If I say 20, see, I got that part. And then if I want to make it more rounder, then what is 8 plus 8, 16. So I'll just give it a border radius of 16. And yeah, it's somewhat round or in the same way. Yes, got till here? Okay, and then just like take this. I'm just going to visually just extend it over here, going to do nothing else, okay? And I see that the search bar is a little bit more darker than what we have. So I'll just change the, I'll remove the color. No, if the starting is only 100, before that it's white. So I can go here and I can do something like this. Now, is it similar? So just like manually changing those things, okay? Now we have done that. Oh, by the way, how are the elements automatically spaced to the left hand side and right hand side? See, what I did, I created a search bar, a search icon, I created a text, wrapped both of them in an auto layout frame. I didn't do anything else. So by default, auto layout already added auto. If you can see here, can you see that the space between is auto? Okay, and everything is on top, so it is better to keep it on here. Can you see there is a small, okay, I'm going to show you this. See this, is there any change? Yes? What is the change? Why is that happening? Anyone? These are very small little bits of detailing, right? But if you understand, you'll be able to do better job. So why is it changing? Any idea, anyone? Anyone? So tell me this. We have marker. Okay. Can you guys see over here if I write? Okay, so look at this. Okay. Is it visible? Okay, now this is the auto layout frame. Okay, this is the auto layout frame. It doesn't have any padding. It doesn't have any padding. No margin, no nothing. It's just the auto layout frame. Now, in this one, so if I do something like this, you see this top column, top, center and bottom. If I do something like the top column, what will happen? In this one, the search bar, because the frame is only till here, right? It will come to the top. If we click on the center one, it is coming to the center. If we click on the bottom, it will stay in the bottom. Now, why did that happen? So, why did it not just like stay in the middle? Because this height of the this particular text is already greater than the search bar, right? Now there is extra spacing, right? Now this is the spacing. Whenever we give the top alignment, it will go on top. Middle alignment, it will go in middle. Because it has extra spacing. Does that make sense? Now in the same fashion, here the height of this is what? 24 and this is 20. You see that small little bit gap, right? That's happening. That's because this is 20. So whenever I'm doing that top bottom, it's moving 4 pixels here and there. Does that make sense? Okay. So what is the best way to do? Should I keep it in between, middle or top? Middle. Okay, that's done. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we have category and set all. So let's just like copy the same text and bring it down. And yeah, I know. I didn't auto layout this too also. I'm only auto layouting that particular field only. The whole layout I'll do it later. It's better if you also follow the same practice. Don't auto layout everything in the starting. Just do the small little bits and pieces. If a full piece is having auto layout, do that part. But you don't need to do the layout or all of these things. Okay? Just do it. Then later in the last, we can patch up everything. That will be a better approach for you, I think. Okay? Choose category, and the text for this is probably, that's good. Okay, choose category, and then the next one is see all. So I'm going to take, yeah. So because I pulled it from the existing one, it also applied the fill color. I don't need to redo it. Okay. So see all. Okay, and what should I apply over here? So see all is typically a button normally, like that you click on it. So instead of a body, it's better to select this one. So the smallest one over there is 12 pixels. So because 100 is caps lock, 200 is caps lock, 300, which is 12 pixel, is small. Oh yeah, it is 14. Okay, thanks. The fill color is that's too light. Yep, that's good. Okay, so now we have the see all. Makes sense till here. Very simple, plain stuff, nothing fancy over there. All right. So next, let's go to this. Okay. Now I have seen n number of people trying to do this beach mountain for a lot of time. Okay, for lots of time. Is it so difficult? What do you need to do? Please tell me someone. We have an icon that I already wrapped up in something and have it for you. Then you need to put a text to it, wrap both of them in one layer and give a border. That's it. Right? Okay, so let's get one of this icon. Option drag, again, don't get this icon. It's so weird that I'm remembering everyone what I've done. Okay, and then what next? So I'll just I think this beach and this one are of the same size probably. So I'm just going to get this option drag and then say beach. Okay, so see, I didn't put the outer layer yet. I just brought both of them together. And now what I'm going to do, anyone? Select both of them and press Shift A, which will put them in a frame and apply auto layout to that frame. Okay, now we have that. Okay, what next? you see that to this whole frame there is some padding on the top and bottom, and some border radius, and also the color of the border is different. So let's do all of that. So first let me give a border stroke, and the stroke color is probably 100. Okay, and then let me give some padding. Okay, yes, we will do that also. So the padding. Okay, and let me just like round it up right now. Say, for example, multiples of 8 is 20. Okay, oh, by the way, this is 6, right? Okay, and okay, now can you see what is the difference? The spacing between the elements, right? The mid spacing, how much should I give? Is it good enough? Maybe we can give 12. Okay, we can experiment. And what else is left over? Padding on the right hand side, because do you feel like the text is like too close to this one? So we can give padding only to the right hand side. So how do we do that? We can individually come here and say, instead of 6 we can say yeah, anything is fine. Multiples of 8 is good. Okay, so this is it. Now one more thing what you need to kind of like look for is that I'm just going to duplicate it. If at all you write some text in here, it should expand. Is it expanding? It is expanding. Great. And if you, for example, no, that's the only thing what we need to change. So it's already, everything is set there. I think the only thing is I want one less pixel of padding. Okay, so we have this part right now. Okay, great. Now, simple questions. What are the elements that needs to be made as components over here? Oh, what are the elements that I need to make it as components? Cards. Why? Because they're able to repeat itself, right? So can we make this beach as a component? And can we make sure that before making it as a component, we'll obviously make some changes to the component, right? What are the changes that we might make? Change the text. Can we change the text right now? We are able to do it. So that is taken care of. What about the icon? Changing the icon. That's also there now. So if you make beach one component, most of you guys, what you will do, drag that component and then add mountain icon in there, remove the old icon and do all of that stuff, right? Is there a better way to do it? What is that? So you already saw this part, right? I already made these things where each of them have their own name and they have sizes as well. We can change them interchangeably, right? So we can make this as a component right now. That's fine. So let's click on a and let's say this as small card. Okay, and click on this and click on create component. Okay, that is done. Okay, that is done. Now what can I do? Should I just like do like this and click mountains and type it all over? What should I do? Huh? I made a component, beach is done. I'm going to go to my mountains and type it up. That's all I should do now. So you cannot use the component, so you should be sure that you need to get this component out first and then do any of your stuff you want. Okay, so beach is already there, that's cool, right? And then option drag it to mountains. I can change, click on this and go to mountains, and I can click on this and go mountains, and I can again option drag it. I'm just going to take these things a little bit. Okay, next one is what? Mountains and forest. And the next one is option drag, and again option drag. Okay, and the next one is fishing. And camping. That's the last one. Camping. Okay, great. We have all of those things. Can someone also tell me why are these elements coming outside and they're visible, right? They're not being cut off. What is the reason? Huh? No, they're very well inside the frame. Oh, they're not. True. What about this ones? Are this also not inside the frame? They are inside the home. So only these things are not inside the frame. Okay? Alright. So if example, I need to come here and get this inside the frame. Now are they inside the frame? Can you see that they are inside home over here? But now I can do this. You can't see them, but they are inside the frame. But if I want them to be visible, sorry, clip content. So if I undo the clip content for the whole thing, you need to be loud. Could anyone hear what she said? Thank you. Okay. All right, guys, come back over here. So right now, you are saying that they are outside, right? But if you click on it right now, you're able to see that they are inside the home frame. It's just that they are inside of it, but clip content is off. That's why they are visible. Previously, they are outside the frame. Make sense? Okay. This is done. Now, if I want to make some change to this, if I want to change some border color, I want answer from this end. If I want to change the border color of this particular things, where would I change it? No. Huh? Okay, so you're saying I go to this, go to stroke, change to black, go to this, go to stroke, change. That's what I was asking. Okay, so any change that you do to the main component will be applied to all the child components. That's what I wanted to tell. Okay? Okay, that is done. Now, okay, what is the next instance of a component that we can make on this page? Huh? This one's? No, there is something else. Huh? Yes. Yes. So can you see that choose category, see all, favorite place, explore, popular package, see all. They're all kind of similar pattern, right? We can make that a component, why not? Now what I want to ask is that, should we make choose category one component and then see all a different component and then put them together? Why no? You can do it in either ways actually, it doesn't matter, but I just want to ask. Okay. Okay, so if I want to make them a component, right, the first thing I want to do is that I want to put both of them, select both of them, again press Shift A so that they are in auto layout, silence, they are in auto layout, and then what? And then what? So I make it a component, right? So click on component and I will give this text as, what is the text? Section heading. I'm naming them, and this as action button. Okay, all right, and the whole thing as section header. Does that make sense? Okay, now what to do? Guys, I'm asking you every small bit, not because I can't do on my own, so that you can answer me and I can do it. Okay, I want answers from other people as well. Okay, so there you go, we have it. We have this one. So I'm just basically just aligning it somewhere like this. And then what to do, I'm going to option drag it. Okay, and then change these things. Favorite place. Okay, and this as explore. Great, so that's there. Okay, now we can come to this part. Okay, any questions so far? Okay. Did you understand the mistakes you probably would have did while what am I doing? Okay, great. Did anyone not do any mistakes and did everything almost perfectly? I will check your file. Okay, all right. So let's go to this one. I think many of you guys have a problem while doing this part, right? So let's do that part. Okay. Now from the last three rows of here, can you please tell me how to make this element? Last three rows in the between, yeah. Can you please tell me how to make this element? From start to finish, just tell me the steps, I'll do it. Okay, take a frame, done. Nice. Huh? I already have the image, so what should I do? Okay, how do I do that? Tell me. Huh. Anyone else? See, we discussed the same thing in the class. I think I shouted on top of my voice for 3 times saying you can use image as a fill. Remember? So, one quick tip, click on any image, right? And then, so for example, I have this image of 186 by 250. So, let me just 186 by 250. That's the size of the image. Okay. When you click on this image, please observe. If I want to copy this fill, you can copy properties in this fashion. Okay. I need to go to this small little part where the image is ending and the border is ending in between. Can you see now it's selected? Then you can Command C, copy that fill layer and then go to whatever frame that you want to paste it on top of. Click on the frame and paste. Now can you see that on the existing black fill, the image fill has been added? Does this make sense? Everyone? Shall I repeat it again? Then say so. Okay, go to the image, whatever is there, and this image is being added. It's a simple image, right? This image is being added as a fill layer. Can you all see that? So click on the fill, you see that this image is in fill. Yes? Now click on just the leftmost edge of it so that you select it, okay? And Command C, copy it from there. And then go back to the frame wherever you want to paste it and Command V so that the same fill whatever we have copied is being applied on this new frame. Make sense? That's the frame. Now I'm going to remove the black background. Okay, now I have a frame, well and good. What's next? Last 3 benches. You're trying to give a lot of answers from all the time now. Now please tell me. Can you be a little bit louder? Okay, bring in the favorite icon. Okay. It's okay, we can do it. Let them tell, Vedika. Why are you interrupting them? Huh? All of the answers you only need to tell. Huh? No, it's okay. Yeah, we'll do the curving. Okay, how much do you want me to curve it to? How much do you want me to curve it to? 8-point grid, just says 16, 20, 24. I'll pick something. No? Okay, I did 20 only. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, from this end now. Enough, they are not giving answers. Guys, silent. Add the gradient. Okay, can you please suggest me how to add the gradient? Okay, so you understood now, whenever we are applying fill, the fill can also be a gradient, okay? And I told that one single layer can have multiple fills, any number of fills. So click on the layer and then you have the image. Do you want the gradient to be on top of the image or behind the image? So when you click plus, do you see that now there is a 20% opacity automatically added by Figma? If at all I drag this, can you see it's gone? So in other words, this hierarchy matters. Does that make sense? I can drag this again and I don't want a total opacity of 20% on it. I need a gradient, right? So I click on the fill and then click on gradient. This is how you add a gradient to it. Please observe. Then what do I do? So I get it to like some I'm just eyeballing over here, just hold on. Okay, and I'm going to change the colors of these things to not so black to maybe something like this. Okay, and oh, that's because, see, whenever I added this fill, right, there was a 20% opacity added to it, and I'm not getting the full picture because I didn't reset it. So 100%, and now I can do whatever I want. Okay, and now I can kind of like drag this to wherever I want. And then I can maintain the ending of it however I want to. Does it make sense? Yes, guys, adding a linear gradient, it's okay? Huh? Okay, what's the next step? Huh? Adding the text. Okay, so I click on T and then Kuta Beach. Excuse me. Okay, and what font I need to add to it? Is this good enough? It's 700. Okay, and then the color of it. What is the color? Yes, correct. Okay, we got that part. What's next? Now we have the icon and then the Bali, this thing. So let's get the small icon. Okay. Notice that to this frame, I didn't add any auto layout so far. I'm just putting the elements wherever they are supposed to be. Okay, so I bought this icon, and what is next? Bali, Indonesia. So let's click on this option drag and say Bali, Indonesia, and obviously the font size of it is different. What should I keep? Is that a heading?
Body.
Can we keep that as a subheading? Like something like 12, 12 small letters. It's probably a little bit more than, maybe we can go to body 14. No, body. Okay, we can leave it at body 12. But I think instead of body 12, I think it's better to actually go to the heading because it has a semi-bold applied to it. Okay. Which one was it? 300. 300 is a small one and 12. Yeah. Okay, we got that on. Next is the this rating bar. So let's get that. We already have that over here. So we can get any of the ratings. As I told you before, they're already all filled over here. So I can pick any one of them, get them out. And then I want a 4-star. So I set it to 4-star. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 4.8. Can you see that the 4.8 is more bold over there? So let's just like take this option drag and 4.8, and to that one I need to. Is this good? It's actually bigger, I think. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this parts you also have done it. Now the issue that you have been facing is with the auto layout, right? Now we have a frame, we have an image in the background to the frame. You don't need to put another frame, another image inside another frame and do all of the stuff. To the same original backdrop frame, you have the linear gradient, you have the image to that same frame, and then you have 3 different text lines over here. You have a favorite button. So now, before applying auto layout over here, most of you guys, what you will do, you'll come here, click on this and say, auto layout, sir, like everything is changed, like what should I do, like, Okay, so before doing that, what should we be doing? No, next, anyone else? No, anyone else? I want answers from other people. So we know that we have everything together. We know that we can't make the auto layout because everything will be messed up. So what is the next step? Do it in bits and pieces. The first bit was frame, putting all of the elements together. What is the next step? Build on it, right? So do we need to do anything to this? It's already inside a frame and everything is set. That is set. Okay. Come back over here. Kuta Beach. It's just a text. There is nothing to do on this line. Okay, leave it. The next one. Bali and location, they are both different elements, right? Don't we want to put them in the same one layer? Is that not the logical next step? Okay. I see, huh? Okay, so click on this and click on this and then shift A again simply, and everything is in middle. So that's great. Leave it at that. And this are in a different way. So should we put them together? Okay. Now I'm going to ask one simple question. I need you to answer it, okay? I'm clicking on both of them and shift A, okay? All right, now, why is the height of this element so big? So I selected this layer and this layer, shift A, auto layout frame. Why is the height of it so big?
Because that is a component. The stars are a component and it has a
Yeah?
height for them.
Okay, no. Okay, so why is it? So a lot of times, right, whenever you, for example, take this element and we want to give some spacing, there is already enough spacing over there. If you give 8 or 16, it will even become more, right? So that's because some of the text layers, right, they might have a lot of spacing on top and bottom. In order to like remove that, what you can do is, you can't remove that over here because the text is already associated to particular style. You need to detach it. I'm just telling you this instance how to remove it. You can click on the settings and then click on vertical trim. So that will exactly trim down the height of the text to only the text layer. Does that make sense? We can't. No, we can't. We don't have the option to do it directly over there. Yeah. Or else we can do one more thing is line height instead of, so the whole reason why, okay, tell me this. The text is 12 pixel size. The height of it is 20, height of it is what? Height of it is 22. Why is it having a height of 22 for 12 pixel font? I already discussed about this just before in this afternoon session. Huh? No. So I told you, right, n number of style libraries give some line height to it. Here for 12 pixel font they have given 22 pixel line height. That is the reason the height of it is 22 pixel. If I change it to, for example, say 12 pixel, that's exactly going to be the line height of the font size only. Does it make sense? So these are small little changes that you might want to tweak depending on what you're seeing in your things, okay? Okay, now we have this as a frame, auto layout, great. We have this. What next? See, I need to make other changes also now. In other words, what is the spacing between these elements? I need to still fix. What is the spacing between these two elements? I need to fix. But I'm trying to basically try to change the overall layout. So this line is done, this line is done, this line is done. What is the next thing to do? Okay, why do you think we should do that? It's the right thing to do, but why should we do that? So they are saying that we have one element over here, we have these three elements, they are asking me to keep the three elements together in one frame. Why should I do that? Yeah, see, if I click on this right now and say auto layout, right, then what will happen? All of them have equal spacing between them. That's not what we want to achieve, right? What we want to achieve is just this is one whole group and this is one group. There should be auto distance between both of them. Does that make sense? So select this one, and this one, and this one, and shift A, right? Now, even though we need to make other changes over here, but at least we have the layout perspective, right? The whole overview. Now you click on this and say auto layout. What will happen? The size of these things might change here and there, but you get the layout. We'll fix that, okay? So first the size of these things were 186 and 250. So auto layout, I'll just like put them back. Okay, right now, what are the things we need to do? The favorite should be to the right hand side. How can that happen? No, you should not select that one. You should select the parent frame and then put it to the, like for example, this one, right? It's in this way, middle, I want it on the right hand side, right? And in order for this to happen, the space between them should be auto, is it not? I'm not giving fixed space. So can you see that right now it's 93. If I give that to auto, yeah, can you see now it is an auto right now? They are like, to the distance. Now what else I should do? Guys, are you understanding? No? Okay, what else I should do? Now the other things what I can do is padding, right? Padding on the tops, right, left and everything. So let's click on this. It already has some padding already installed. So actually, I think the padding what I have given is, yeah. Yes, Silence. Can you, guys, can you please be silent? Repeat. Aligning? Yeah. That's because by default, Figma already took the padding. Why did it take 15 and 15? Can you see that it's taking padding? If I do 0 and 0, there you go. This text part? Oh, okay. No, no, no. So the reason why it is not affecting the text part is only when it will happen, the text will not shift here and there, because if the text layer is fully this size, this frame is of width and height of this size only. This text layer is the width of this whole size. So it doesn't have space to move here and there. See? Make sense? Okay, where was I? Yeah, so 16 and 16. Okay, guys, I have given a padding of 20 and 20 on right hand side and the top and bottom. Okay, that is there. What else should we be doing? Can you see that both of these elements look a little bit closer together and this is a little bit farther away? Yes? So, how can we achieve that over here? I think it's already pretty much achieved because we've taken away the line height of it. So, let's just like go here. And right now, the padding between each of them is 4 pixels. Is it visually the same? Please check. Is it almost similar? So we'll leave it at that, okay? One last thing is the spacing between them. See, in order to recognize that this location is of Bali, they need to be a little bit in close proximity, right? So click on that, and here the space between is 9. Maybe I'll say it as 6, so that it's a little bit closer. And here also the space between them is 11. I'll say it as 6, so that it's also a little bit closer. Now it is more concise. Yes. Okay. All right. What's the next step? What's the next step? Huh? Making it a component. Great. So let's go over here and let's make sure everything in it is already in a component way. Yeah, great. Everything is there. So click on this and create a component, and also name the layers. So this is a favorite card and favorite button, and this one is info container. Okay, and then this one is location and rating. Can anyone tell me why am I naming it right now and not later? Because if I name it right now, all of the components what using is going to get the same name and I don't need to redo it again. Okay, and then this one is rating container. Okay, great. So we have the component. Let's get that outside. And option drag, and we get this over here. Okay. Now if I make a duplicate of this, and then duplicate, right? We have all of them. Okay. Guys, so somebody was asking, okay, now that we have added one image, how about changing those images and adding different things? What can we do? So we can change the text, right? So for example, I can do this as MOUNT Bromo, okay? And then this is Java TI Indonesia, and the rating is, for example, 4. Okay, I can change the text, that's cool. What about the image? How to change the image? How to change the image? Huh? Change the what? Change the fill. Okay, how do I do it? So I click on this one and what? Okay, so I can go to Unsplash and I can say mountains. Okay, let me find some nice mountain. I want a portrait control. It's too much. Can you see that the images are getting distorted over here, if everyone can observe? So we need to fix that as well. Okay, yeah, this is good. So let's, and also let's change to the other ones now. Or maybe I'll change them later, just for now. So this one, and if at all you need to, okay, what happened over here? So this one, and can you see that the image which was previously there on this frame, it has been replaced with this image. So always understand, in components, whenever you take an instance of the component, you can't add new layers to that, new elements to the component. You can delete or remove stuff, but you can change always the properties of it, like the fill color, image background and stuff, the linear gradient, all of those things. You can't add things. Does that make sense? Or you can rearrange things. This is possible. Okay, great. So we have all of them together. So I don't want to change, or maybe I'll just change the colors very quickly. Hold on. Tell me some other thing like okay, in the last one, okay, great. So now we have all of these images. Is the text legible on all of those things? It's legible enough. If not, we can just simply increase the linear gradient in the main component and everything will change automatically. Okay. So now that we have it, what is the next one? Again, we can kind of like option drag and then say popular, this popular package or whatever it is. Okay. But before I do that, I want to do something else. Guys, we'll just take a 2-minute break, okay? For me. In the meantime, can you try to do it on your own, whatever I have, the changes, whatever I have told? Guys, silence. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to do this popular package and see all, that's just a component, we can just re-add it over here below. And then we just need to make one final card and almost the layout will be filled and also the bottom navigation bar. But before doing any of those things, I want to make whatever I have done so far, put them in auto layout and put them in responsive design so that you can finish up at least till this part and know how to do it entirely, okay? Till now we have understood that the only components I have done is like an entire component, whatever is there, I have put them in auto layout and stuff, but I didn't add any auto layout frame to this entire part. I didn't add any auto layout frame to this entire part. I didn't add any auto layout frame to both of these things or this things or this thing. I didn't do any of that. Does it make sense? Okay, so let's do that right now. And before that, I'm going to click here and I'm going to click on layout grid and I'm going to click on columns and I'm going to give a 4 column and the gutter is, the margin is 28. Margin is 28 and the gutter is 16 pixels. %. Okay. Okay, from the start, everyone, how do I put everything into auto layout and make the whole thing work with auto layout? How can I do that? Okay, so come here first and if you kind of like put auto layout over here, I'll show you what happens. Can you see literally everything is messed up? Because they are not grouped together in any frame in the first place, okay? So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to tackle individually, okay? So what will I do? I'll take this both. Can we put them both in a frame? Makes sense? So I'm going to say Shift A, okay? And I'll say profile, okay? And I'm going to put this in the center. There you go. And yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger. So just going to change the size to 28 maybe. Yep, that's better. And the space between them is right now 11. I can give it as 8 as a 8-point grid thing. Or I can also give it maybe say 12. Okay, and then what is the next step? Sorry? The notification and this one. So take both of them and do Shift A, make sure they're in the center, that's done. And the space between them is auto, that's great, so let it be as it is. Okay, what was the margin that I have given on the right and left for the whole layout? It was 28. Margin means like the layout grid, whatever I kept, right? I kept it 28 and 28 on this side and this side, okay? So what I'm going to do from now is that I'm going to click on this and make it fill the whole container. It means from start from there to over here and then give a padding of 28 and 28 on the right and left. Can we do that? Right now, when I click on this is also very important, please observe. When I click on this, can you please tell me why I'm not able to have a property called fill container in this? I clicked on this whole layer. I want to fill the container of the frame. Why am I not getting the property? And why am I only getting hug contents and this one, but not fill container? Anyone? When will hug contents be there? If a layer is already in auto layout, then we can say hug its contents. That's okay. So this layer, whatever I'm having is in auto layout. That's okay, fine. What about the main home layer? Is it in auto layout? It's not in auto layout, hence we can't get fill container. So this is the child, right? This whole frame. The parent of this frame is the home. The home is not in auto layout, so obviously the child cannot fill the container because the parent is not in auto layout. Does that make sense? So right now I'm not going to do, once I set all of those things, at the end I'm going to make it auto layout and then fill the container. Right now I'm going to leave it as it is. Next, what to do? Can we do this? Can we group them together? Are they the same thing? Are they similar? Can they both categorize together? Where do you want to explore to today? That's what they need to type over there, no? So I'm going to say Shift A. Okay, and the space between them is 24, let's say, or 28. Okay, so that is done. And what's next? So this is already there in a frame. That's cool. Now this elements, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take all of them and say Shift A. So they are all in one container. And what is the container name? Okay, and then the next one is, this is already there. So this one I already have given auto layout, and the space between these items is not 14. Maybe I would give it as a 12. Let's see that. And then select 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them, and then Shift A. And the space between them, I can give it as 20 for now. And then I'm going to change the name of this one. Favorite place, horizontal scroll. Okay, so now we got that. Okay, now is it the time to add auto layout to the main frame? Can anyone please tell me? If auto layout needs to work on the main frame, all of the elements either need to be vertically fashioned without distorting, right? So this element, it's a whole layer. This element is a whole layer, this element is a whole layer, this element is a whole layer, this one, this one, this one. Everything is vertically stacked. Now it is the time to keep auto layout. Before this, if you do it, you're probably going to get into trouble. Make sense? Okay, so let's click on this and this one and put this as auto layout. Okay. Now once we put this as auto layout, you see that everything has shifted, but not very drastically, but we need to change those things, okay? What is the first change? The top one is fine, that is not a problem. This one, right? Now, if you, before when I clicked on this element, the fill container was not coming, right? Now, because the parent frame is in auto layout, if I click on it, click on the width, can you see it's fill container? Now click on fill container, now it's filling, right? But I want to add padding to the right and left, right? What is that? 28 pixels. So right and left, 28 pixels. Okay, there you go. And now this one. This is also the same thing, right? Width, fill container, and then I want to add padding of 28 pixels, right? What's next? Okay, even this frame is fill container. Okay, one more thing. Can anyone tell me if I can do the fill container over here, or can I do the fill container on the component and expect all of the instances to change? I need an answer. So I'm asking, this is the instance of a component. Now, do I need to click on the width and say fill container over here, or can I go to the component directly and say fill container, and all of the different favorite place, everything will change accordingly? What will happen? How can I do? Did you understand what I say? What can I do? See, when I go to the component itself, right, this one, it will not have a property called fill container because the component is not inside of another auto layout frame. So we need to do it manually only. There is no other option. Just want to clear that as well. So take this and take this, both of them, and see, instead of doing single time each and everything, I can select both of them and say fill container, and then again right and left 28 pixels. There you go. We have all of that settled. What next? Uh, this one's right. So take this one and right and left. What was it? 28 pixels, and also this one right and left 28 pixels. Okay. Now it's kind of like in shape. Okay. Now let's check the values. So the value between this two is 28. What is the next 4-point grid to 28? To 28, what is the next 4-point grid? 28 plus 4, 32. So because these two are together, probably from here I'll give 4 pixels more gap. So okay, so from the top it has a 32 pixels from this top bar to that one, and from here also it has 32 pixels, and then category from here also it has 32 pixels because it's a different thing altogether again. And from the category to this one, what should I do? So if I want to decrease the gap between these elements, how would I do that? See, right now on the whole frame I have a this spacing of 32. If I decrease that, can you see? That is the spacing. So 32. So if I want them to be closer, right, then what do I need to do? I need to select this element and combine them together. So Shift A, okay, and then what? I should also decrease it, right? So decrease it to how much? 20. 20 is good. Okay, and again the same thing. Select this and select this, and Shift A, and then what? Padding between them is 20. Okay, now we kind of like got this. Now what is the next step? Should I clip the contents? Yes or no? Oh, before clipping the contents, one more thing is, see, I'm going to option drag it. I just want to make sure. So now to make sure that you have the responsiveness, once you expand this, you need to see if everything is still coming. The notification bar should come, that is coming. The search bar needs to expand, that is expanding. The cell all and explore are expanding, that's cool. Everything is still responsive without me doing anything. The only thing which is not responding is this one, right? I need to correct that. So how do I correct it? Fill container. To fill container, this is in so I need to actually do this as auto layout. Okay, can anyone tell me this? Without using auto layout, if I want to expand this, what can happen? What can we do? In any other way to do it? Without using auto layout of fill container, if I want this element to also expand as the frame is expanding, what can I do? Constraints, great. So what is the constraint that I need to use? I click on this. We can't constrain it because it's a variant. So detach instance, and now we can. Can you see the constraints anywhere? Guys, can you please help me try to find the constraints? We have 3 more minutes. I'm going to finish it. Don't worry. What the heck? Where are the constraints? Okay, we'll just do it in auto layout for now. I'll tell you in the next session why it's not happening. But yeah, like let's get that down. And if you expand it right now, yes, even that is expanding, so that's great. So let's leave it at that. One last few changes is that what did I tell you? In order for this to scroll, you need to retract the element, this one, right? So bring that all the way till here, right? And then bring this all the way till here, okay? And what is the next step? I need to clip content, right? So clip content, done. And then click on this particular frame and go to prototype. And here, what is the overflow? Horizontal. Here, what is the overflow? Horizontal, great. So now let's try to just click on this and play. Okay, is it scrolling? Great. This is scrolling. Great. One last thing I would also suggest you is that, see, what is this frame that I have made from iPhone? What? 16, right? So I can click anywhere outside, and here in no device, I can select iPhone 16, which means this particular thing will be presented inside of iPhone 16. Now, when I click on home and play, yes, so now it will actually look like literally a legit app that you can change with. So we can like scroll through this ones. In the next sessions, we can click on the beach and they will expand. We'll do all of that. But this is the way to do it. And this also. Probably in the next session, I'll explain this part and the navbar as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for being patient. Okay, before you leave, I just want to clarify about the assignment. I think I already told you, your assignment 1, whatever you have done in your resume, right? Whatever you have done in this part, you need to basically use all of that. In other words, your naming conventions, design systems, 8-point grid, auto layout, responsive design, components, nested components, variants, all of them together, you need to be putting into your resume and then make your own resume, okay? I need 2 different versions of each of your resumes, okay? Build it so that you can use these resumes outside whenever you go outside, and you can reuse them again, okay? And one more thing is you can include your own pictures in the resume, like how I showed you today, add filling inside those things. Okay, one last thing, I'll just take 1 minute, okay? Because this will be helpful for your okay, now I have 3 frames. I have this one. If I make auto layout right now, this is the one, right? But if I want to kind of like put this one frame in some position, can I do it? I can't do it, right? So what I can do is that I can click on this one and put on red. Okay, now basically whenever I put it here, right, the red is also inside of auto layout, right? That's why it's behaving like that. But if at all you click on this one single property called ignore auto layout, then what will happen is it will take the red thing away from the flow. So click on that, and now you can place the red anywhere you want and any other elements won't be changed. You can use this for your own images or for some iconography that in your resumes you can use. You can put this so that you can put anywhere inside an auto layout frame without changing the layout, okay? That's the last thing I wanted to explain. So that's all. Thank you so much. You'll have my session again the day after tomorrow. I'll be expecting your first assignment due should I tell after Diwali? Okay, done. After Diwali, okay. When is the date after Diwali? 20? Diwali is 20th. Don't be over smart. Okay, 22nd. Okay, don't do on Diwali. 22nd, submit your first assignment. I'll also send you some. Also, just go to Google, search for resumes, look at different inspirations. Try to not copy it, but take inspiration and try to also do with Figma, however you can do it. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of the day. Yes. So 2 versions means maybe you have one color palette and one layout, and in a second resume you have a different color palette. You want to display it in a different fashion. 2 versions of that. You can share elements between them if you want to, not completely different, up to you guys. But guys, I would want a typography in this way, a colors and style guide, and all of them should be applied over here. Remember that, okay? Any of these things are not there, you will get your marks cut, okay? Thank you.